to the clock not being there.
I didn't realize you had too many boxes to get rid of. I had to bring my trailer down.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know, I'm sorry.
Don't worry
I'll get them
about
out of there. I'll get them out of there Friday, okay, for sure.
Yeah, no, you don't have anything.
No, I'll bring the trailer. That 5-foot box, you don't get a lot out of it.
Oh, here's the letters. Oh, yeah, okay. When is the training for that?
What's that?
When is the training?
April.
Okay.
Is that for the,
Yeah, Lexi's been,
is that for the?
after me.
You got people interested in it?
What should be our deadline for this, our cutoff? Like, as of this day, we're gonna choose. When should that be?
She's look at the email, but she's saying they have to be trained in
April.
April, I think it's early April, I think it might be even April 3rd.
So should we have to choose by the March meeting?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Hazel.
What are we talking about?
Board of Assessment Review.
Assessment.
Oh,
Yeah.
2 people, right, 2 people.
I don't have my phone, do you? Do you have?
Yeah,
it?
well, let me just check my email from her.
All right, and can you tell me what day our March meeting is?
Yeah.
Whatever the
I'll tell you that.
Thursday.
Oh, if I dropped it at work or,
You lost your phone?
I have been
Oh,
on
maybe
Friday.
it's in the car.
No, I thought.
It's a March meeting,
Mine down
let's
to
see.
Rising this morning, I was down there for 2 hours.
The 20th,
I've been able to find it, I think
20th?
I dropped it some.
Okay.
the 6th is the first Thursday, the 13th is the second, and the 20th is the third. Let me go check my
Alright.
email from Lexi.
That'll be up to whatever you guys wanna do for that.
What's that?
For the, Board of Assessment Review, we have 2 applicants.
Yeah, you got 2 positions, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
but do you wanna choose on March 20th?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you should, because I think it's early April.
Because then they gotta be able, yeah, that's what she said, the
Yeah,
training's in
yeah,
April.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was asked about that today.
Somebody else
One lady
interested?
that- No, they were asking if we had done any follow-up on that, I said, I'll check with them today.
Yeah, we did, we got 2.
Okay. That's easy
But
enough.
that only replaces, and we have still no alternate then.
Right, yeah.
So I'd like to have at least one more.
Yeah.
But maybe there's a rule on it, I don't know.
That I don't know.
Yeah, she'll know.
Mhm.
She'll know.
Almost number 9, not quite. I see him the other night, I have him coming.
I'm coming.
Yep. They must have heard me or winded me or something.
What are you killing now?
Coyotes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Boy, there's a pile. There's not so many now.
Remember last year, there were so many with
Oh,
mange.
your way, we have no.
We had so many mangy ones showing
Yeah,
up. One went and died right in the barn.
yep.
I've never seen that, where there's so many of them with mange.
Yeah. I think that's just Mother Nature's way of thinning.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah.
April 16th is when they think the training would be.
April 16th,
So
okay,
that, I
thanks.
mean, I guess that gives you time to know that training, so.
Number 1.
Hey Pat.
There you go. Somebody should be here.
Nobody's sitting there, you
I-
go right ahead.
I could hardly hear you last night. I couldn't figure out what the hell you're talking about. Must either your phone or mine.
Probably.
No. Yeah.
We got all the stuff on already. Okay, so we can take the meeting to order then? Okay. Start with the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Leader?
Here.
Councilman Bill? Supervisor Runyon? Here. Councilman thing on the agenda is privilege of the floor. Does anybody want to say anything? No? Okay. And we'll move on to the resolutions. First resolution is to approve abstract 2. Do you guys want some more time to go through them or look at them? Or look at any bills? Okay. Does someone want to bring that resolution to the floor?
I will.
Randy?
I'll second.
Okay. Resolution to approve abstract 2 claims for 2025. Total of abstract 2 for the general fund is $47,832.07. Total of abstract 2 for the highway fund is $268,337.66, of which $158,732 was the truck payments for the 2 newest trucks, and $70,556.36 was for salt, for a total of $229. So the regular bills are a little about $40,000. And the total claims is $316,169.73.
70 what?
73 cents. Okay, do you have any discussion or questions about anything? No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. The second resolution is to replace resolution 22 from January and approve the purchase of the F-350 4x4 truck from Warren Ford. Someone want to bring that to the floor?
I will.
Doug? Okay, and a second? Ed? Okay. Whereas the town board passed resolution 22 in January for the purchase of an F-350 4x4 truck to replace the one that was sold at auction last year. And whereas the truck that was voted on was not the truck that would be available right away as was originally thought. And whereas the truck that is readily available has a slightly higher price of $74,964, but still below the budgeted amount of $75,000, be it resolved, the town board of the town of Thurman approves the purchase of the F-350 truck from Warren Ford in the amount of $74,964 to be paid from account code DA 5130.2. So in the packet is all the information.
I just have a couple of questions for Pat.
Okay.
This is a 2024, the other was 2025?
I think so, yeah, cause one was on hand, the other one would have taken a long time to get.
Okay,
And also he had sent both bids in, but somehow we got cause 2 bids came from them on the same, from the same company.
okay,
But the bid that I had submitted, I gave you the wrong bid.
okay.
It also didn't include the hitch and the tarp and stuff on the truck that we'd approved, where this one does.
Okay, so this one was like, what, $1,400 more or something?
Yeah, it's not much.
And that's what, the reason it's more is because of those things?
Well, yeah, the stuff on, basically the stuff that we had spec'd out on, that we wanted the hitch, would have been on the other one.
Okay,
And this one has that stuff, and also, actually, they called the other day, and that might be ready anytime now, where the other one would have been quite a waiting period for.
understood. And these are basically the same truck other than the model
Yeah.
year?
Yeah, this is truck with a plow, same thing.
Okay.
It comes with the plow?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, do you have any other discussion on it before we vote? No? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passes. That's all I have for resolutions. The other thing to discuss, I did wanna let you know in your packet is a spreadsheet I keep for the sales tax, it's very last page. And it shows that our fourth quarter, which we received in February, was $136,212.25, which was the highest we ever received for the fourth quarter. So it's almost 8,000 higher than what we got last year, so that's pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. The other thing I did wanna talk about is the hall rental. I'd like to get your feedback on something that happened here recently. The hall was rented. There were kids running around flinging the books all over the floor in there, playing with the judge's flag. They it was pretty unruly in here.
They were waiting on the wall.
Yeah, they-
Putting tape on.
It's just been a problem. She came in to rent the hall today, and what Kathy and I keep up there is a do not rent again list. If people have the problem like the one we had last year with the candy all over and the broken well cover, and that person's name is on a do not rent again list. So after that stuff happened, their name was put on that list. She came in today to rent the hall, and we had a discussion. I mean, it's not her, it's not her children, but it's happening, and I don't know what to do about it. They kept it very clean. They wiped all this down. They swept the floors. There was no other situation. They leave the deposit, yeah. But I'm thinking,
On the wall, I mean, that's something we'd have to, somebody would
Yeah.
have to pay the fifth, so they wouldn't get their deposit back, or
Well-
raise their deposit more, maybe.
that's what I was thinking, cause I don't wanna, my first initial instinct was don't rent the hall anymore. But then it's not fair to the people who do it right.
That's true.
So I was thinking of doing that, raising the deposit from 100 to 200, and then I have to look at the camera, because I have no way of knowing unless I looked at the camera. And the reason I looked was the plant hanger out there was bent, and I looked to see what happened, and kids were hanging on it and they bent it. So then I started looking at more video footage of that day, and that's when I noticed all the other things. There's no way to see that unless you watch the whole camera footage. So my suggestion would be to double it, $200, and
And that might not, I mean, if something seriously gets broke, it's not gonna cover it.
no,
but-
So-
my worry is the maps, you know?
Do we have them sign anything?
Yes,
And in the sign, what they sign, there's gotta be language in there that says they're responsible for anything that's
Yeah.
broken,
Yeah.
even above and beyond the deposit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we could hold them accountable for that.
yeah. It's just we didn't notice, because I didn't notice that was bent, you know, I didn't look out there.
Mhm.
And in here it was clean, but then when you look at the footage and you see what's going on during that time period, running into that, I mean, there was just a lot, I mean, I raised 5 kids, I know how it can be, but this was parents not really watching, not really reprimanding.
Right.
And it's not the person who rented it, it's the guests.
But they're still
Unfortunately, the person that rented it's the one responsible.
I know.
I think
So-
that we shouldn't change it, and I don't see why you shouldn't raise your thing, as long as we have almost basically like a contract, right? When they
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it is, they
And-
sign it.
And I can start checking, help you check when I come in to clean and stuff, I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with that.
It's just that there was no,
No.
like, you wouldn't know that they were playing with the flag or running into that or
No.
flinging the books across the room. You unless you watch several hours of video,
Yeah.
So before you refund their deposit, do you come down and just check through everything to make sure?
I come in here and I look at the doors and I make sure they're all locked and I make sure that it's kinda clean, you know, it's clean. But what's happening, you don't really know, I don't check the well cover and I didn't look at the flower thing, cause
Yeah.
it,
I mean, some things are gonna get biased, there's
Yeah.
no way to avoid that, and if they damage something, we don't find it, then
Yeah,
it's a
that's
cost of doing
that's on
business.
us.
Yeah, it is,
Yeah.
so, you know, I think, I have no problem increasing the deposit, and I have no problem putting people on a do not rent list if they
Yeah.
keep abusing, you know, maybe after the first time you give them a warning, the second time,
right.
you're out of luck, you're done.
Well, she was told today, and she didn't know some of this stuff was happening, she's in here busy doing a party, and it's happening like over there, so, but she did mention that if she were to have to go somewhere else, it would cost her like $350,
Oh, yeah.
and you don't get it back, you know, so
Right.
we're pretty fair in the fact that we charge 100 and give 75 back if you're a resident, or 50 if you're a non-resident,
Mhm.
but she is on that list right now for what happened,
Yeah.
and,
Alright.
I don't wanna charge everybody extra, but if you get put on that list, then if you wanna rent again, you gotta show that you're gonna pay attention.
So why don't we increase the deposit to 200 like you suggested?
For everyone or
And-
just for people on the list? Because not everyone has that much money to put, and they didn't do anything wrong, so that was my thought, it should just be for people that shown that they weren't paying attention and letting this stuff happen.
Yeah, I don't know, I think it's, having a list of 2 different people is kind
Should
of
be
a
for
problem.
it's gotta be for everybody.
It's gotta be fair for everybody.
Okay.
So,
Those would be fair.
a $200 deposit and they get 150 back, so it actually costs them $50 to rent the
Okay.
town hall.
So you're thinking 200, are you gonna do a resolution or?
I think we need to.
Yeah, we do.
So why don't we do this? Do you have the policy or the contract that we have people sign?
Not with me, no.
So why don't you bring that to the next meeting with a
Okay.
resolution,
Mm-hmm,
and we'll look at the policy, if we need to reword any of it, we'll do that, and we'll make a resolution at the next meeting.
and now she wants to rent the hall before the next meeting, so can I just put in 250 back? Because that's going to be something we're definitely sure of. Can I do that?
I don't know. What
Or do
guys
you want me
think?
to go and get the contract and look at it now?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna change that or do something like that, I mean, the public should have notice of that so that they can comment on it, so if, it should be on next month's agenda so that
Okay,
people can come here and
Yeah.
comment.
Yeah.
So, because maybe people are not gonna like it and they're gonna lobby us to not do it, but, I mean, I
Well, I
have no
do-
problems doing it.
No, the worst case scenario is they won't rent the hall.
so that's what I should tell her, we're not gonna rent the hall now, we're gonna wait until we revise that contract and we'll deal with that in March. That's what I'll tell her.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will put March meeting. Okay, and the only other thing I have is we have 2 applications for Board of Assessment review. And Cynthia's let me know that the training's April 16th, so we have the 2 empty spaces, we'd like to have an alternate too. So if we could hold off and make our decision on the March meeting, which is the 20th, that will have enough time to schedule further training, and maybe we would get another applicant or 2.
Do you wanna put an ad in the Sun or something? I mean, the Post Star, I put it online right after but,
Not everybody reads that, maybe we should put it in the Sun.
cause people, although now I think you have to request getting it, so I don't know, but at least some people, it's not just delivered anymore, I guess, to
I know.
everybody's mailbox.
No, it's not. What do you think?
Yeah, I think putting in the sun's a good idea. Yeah.
So you want me to go ahead and put an ad in?
Yeah, because a lot of people who don't have internet can't see it.
We'll make it as short and sweet as possible, so it doesn't cost very much.
Yeah. And we pay for the training too when they go, don't we? Is there a fee?
They get paid for it, you pay them, I don't remember ever.
If there's a cost for the training, I would assume we have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember that though.
Maybe the training's free and we pay them to come and do the grievance. I know we
We
pay
pay
for
them to
grievance.
go for the training too.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Yeah, 'cause, that's kind of typical, when somebody takes their time to go get training, you
Yeah.
pay for the training and then but I don't recall ever, I'll ask Lexi that, but I don't ever, and I've done the bills for years, I don't ever recall us having to pay, like the county for the training.
Mhm.
Probably real property pays for that, but I'll check.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there is, there is. It's fine. And that's all I have, unless you have anything to discuss. We'll move on to the audit if you're ready. Okay. Then we need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, let me get my, wait a minute, that's what I say.
Doggy ready.
Doug, did you make a motion?
Doggy ready.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, so now is the annual audit a meeting that we have to formally open up, or are we to?
No.
Okay,
So,
then we'll.
I'll note that in my
I
minutes,
can
that
come in
afterwards we did
during the
all
week and I can do tax form for you, and if you want, I can also come in and do the judge.
Okay.
If
Yeah,
you
she
want,
said
yeah.
she'd come, she might be here a little later, I don't know, but, and then the court, Joanna has to overnight some information from Florida, so we'll have
Right,
that
yeah,
soon, and I'll
yeah.
schedule it with Sheila.
But I can come in and help, and I can, I'm here, I can do her when I'm here.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay?
Yep.
Alright.
And I don't think we do need to make, like, announce it, because you can also do audits by coming into the town hall during the day, so you.
Yeah.
wouldn't-
Yeah.
So I will notate that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Fine.
Okay,
So then we're done with the meeting and we'll move on to the.
alright.
Do you have the forms?
Yeah. We've got the form for our financials here, and Cynthia's form's there.
So we're on Dave, everything good?
No, working on,
So I don't know how you wanna do it.
Still no
You wanna
salt.
Just,
still no salt.
No, I know, I thought I
ask
was
me
gonna ask.
what it is and I'll get it for you, or however you wanna do it.
So, yeah, start with the cash receipts.
Okay, these are the cash receipts right here. Oh, I don't know by month, so you pick a month or. Lots of questions. I'll just here to tell you where it is.
Which one is this one?
So that's it, the meeting's over, right?
Meeting's over. Unless you wanna enjoy the audit and come with
No,
my
I'll
work.
pass on that. Have fun at it though.
I will have a great time.
See you later.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Take these back.
Take it.
So these are all.
Copies, I have seven copies, I keep other copies for myself. Anybody can see them when they put their actual food.
Oh, you have these lights on here, hold on.
That'll help, yeah, nice.
Yep.
Somebody gonna come over and allow mine?
Yeah, we'll get to you.
Yeah, you can pick a different month if you want, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'll call them to find out, you know, there's no reason why you can't get your
How,
pay.
I would always get it, and I do it right then and there, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not getting any bank statements, and then I get a bunch at once,
And
and
then
then
I am, and I shouldn't be.
Huh?
I shouldn't
Yeah,
be able to
I know.
open your bank statement,
So-
or anybody else's.
So this is a,
I'll call them, because
Hey,
that
Deb.
isn't right, you're elected, you should get it.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So on this one, it's asking, last recorded deposit on the cash receipts.
Yeah,
Where do you show that?
it would be, December, yeah, December 31st, that's the day. So this is the last deposit we made.
Oh,
December
okay, got it.
31st.
Okay, yep, I missed that one. Undeposited cash receipts, you have a safe equipment,
A what?
a safe equipment or something?
Yeah, we don't have a safe, we have a locked filing cabinet in a locked room.
That just fell out of here.
Oh, it could have been somebody for, storing, I bet there are some for this.
Cash disbursements.
Alright, that is,
Journal.
this is highway. And this is general.
This is cash? Cash disbursements.
Yeah, these are all the bills.
Oh, okay.
But does she have,
I was thinking like that cash, I don't know why I was thinking that, but that's what I did.
no, these are all the money coming in, this is all the money going out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
All right.
We want
oh, I guess I can turn off the